sai. Bonjour. Aujourd'hui, notre messe vendredi. Parlant français, je peux parler français pendant la français. Où est l'on? Je vis magasin des jouets. Yeah, we are going to the toy store. It is Friday. Ili Septa is about 7 o'clock. Like I said, today is a sunny day, so certain journey is solid. And didn't bring my wallet out, which is good because I'm not planning to buy anything today. We are not going to get pizza because we are on Scrooge mode, so parlons anglais. So during the month of Scrooge, technically speaking, before we go there, today, or rather this week is pay week, and first thing first, obviously we need to do our accounts. Number one is we're gonna put $250 straight into our cannot withdraw account. Alright, but emergency fund, right? Emergency fund, $250, but because it's Scrooge month, we're gonna up to $500. We're not gonna put $500 one lump sum straight because we need to make sure that I have some wiggle room around. So we're gonna put the $250 on a floating account-ish, or floating category. Unfortunately, I don't have such account, so I need to make sure that I have $250 which is ready to put into the emergency fund, but by not spending it. No. Does it make sense? Basically, we have put aside $250. Okay, but the $250 can be used for emergencies if needed, different than emergency funds. Yep. Anyway, we're gonna go to the toy store. So yeah, there is a big, not say big difference. We need to have a different. There's a lot of emergency funds out there. So emergency fund is emergency fund. That is when we go unemployed, then only we can use. That's a rule number one. Whereas this one is we put aside, and normally I like to withdraw and put somewhere else, but in this case I don't want to withdraw, I just want to keep it digitally, so I'll just put an earmark note-ish, right? $250. So the next paycheck we're going to put in another $250. Yep. So yeah, so that's the reason why we put aside, because the next month, usually the month after the rental payment, which is the first half of the paycheck, is usually where we clear all our debts, all our liabilities and debts. Yeah, I'll explain a little bit more. So, Toys R Us first. Okay. So, came out from Toys R Us. Let's resume our little talk. So, the nice part about having half a salary every 2 weeks, it makes things planning much more easier, which I like, and because of that, makes things so much easy. So let's start off with the first 2 weeks of the month, right? The first half of the month, usually I use that to pay all my bills, all my rent, whatsoever, and of course make sure I have enough to buy some groceries. So usually that's where the $2,000 just go kaput, poof, and that's about it, right? Obviously, it's hard to manage if your rent is more than your your twice a week salary. So most of the time it just depletes mine straight away. It's like gone. So the easiest way to do this is so the moment I get it, pay as much liabilities as possible, and hopefully, at the same time, make sure that I have enough to buy groceries. And that's the reason why after some months of working, years, I found out that by paying more to my credit card, which means I have a surplus, it makes my life a little bit more easier to manage around this. And of course, having credit card is make things much easier, provided if you can control. That's the whole idea. If you can't control, it's a bit pointless to have credit card. So you have to use debit card. But at the same time, if you use debit card, it's quite dangerous because you might overuse your bank account and then it goes to deplete to zero. So at the end of the day, credit card is still the best. The only difference is you want to limit as low as possible. When I first came here, I limit myself to $500, believe it or not, and that is crazy. It's tough. If you want to buy air ticket, I couldn't. So that's the reason why I have to up my limit in order to buy at least enough for a return trip back to my country if I need to. But I think I found out that if you pay on top of your limit, you can kind of spend more. I think I haven't tried yet, so I'm gonna put that to the test one day. Obviously I'm not gonna, definitely not now, not anytime soon. So that's that first half. So first half of the month usually should pay off all my liabilities, but obviously the first I need to pay off is the rent cannot use credit card, so boo. Whereas electricity also I can't, hydro we call them, we have to pay we cannot pay using credit card. So that's the only two things that's a bit painful when it comes to the first paycheck. I need to make sure those are cleared off. Yeah. And if I can squeeze out $250, that would be fantastic. And so far, most of the time, obviously I can. And obviously I want to squeeze out to $500 if possible. But need to keep some spare. That's why I say I could squeeze out to 500, but I don't want to put straight into the account because I don't want to have the habit to touch the emergency fund account when I'm still employed. That's basically just down there, try to get my head around it. So that's that. And then most of the time if I were to buy stuff, it's through credit card, and obviously there is the dance of the credit card, and that's where we get to the second part of the month, second half of the month, where I will clear off my credit card, that's for sure. And then obviously I want to I want to put more onto my credit card as well. So that's one of the key things. However, when you start working and stuff, I know it's tough. So for me, I took a few cycles just to get it going to what I want. So yeah, it takes time. It takes time for sure, especially when you juggle around emergency fund and whatnot. So probably I'll do that another vlog, whereby what priority is what. Battery is dying. And that's all I have for you for today. So je te verrai demain. Yeah.